sometimes people don't understand the amount of work behind what you do, and some people just feel like, let's hang one frame here, let's hang the other frame here, let's put one rug here, let's do this. How did you start this whole idea of being, let's start from an art director first.
Okay. I think, let me say I stumbled into being an art director.
Okay.
Because foremost, I'm an artist. I paint, I draw.
For me, came accidentally. To say
Accidentally?
Yeah, accidentally in a way. Not that not being intentional, but because if God says that's what it is, it is what it is. I studied mass communication, and while studying mass communication, I discovered my path, that this is the way I want to go. Then I had to do crash course in film school in Jos.
I happened to meet a friend when I was in working with Philip Trimner Productions.
Okay.
So he was a video director, a music video director.
Okay.
So the guy was like, okay, so after a while, we became friends and all that, and then I went to his place one day and I met this lady called Oge. Then it was not Oge Obasi, but Oge, but now it's Oge Obasi and CJ. So we were watching a movie and I was like, guy, I don't like this thing. This city set, they see American set. So Oge now said, Victor, you complain too much. Guy, you sabi complain.
While I was a teenager, my uncle that I was living with discovered I'm an artist. I didn't know I was an artist. So, when you go to school and you come back, he paid attention. I respect him, and I sometimes, after God, I give this credit to him, his blessed memory.
So
When we come back from school every evening, he discovered that it was until he said it that I knew. I was just doing my assignments. And he discovered that the only assignment that I attend to is fine art. That was his discovery. So he would ask, we go and bring your assignment every day. It's fine art. And I was busy doing it. And as a child, I didn't know I was doing it. That was the only thing I see when I come back from school. We because it's the talent that is in you that you don't know. What is the talent of the child? You don't
and then
know.
you're scribbling things.
So
that's what you know.
So he now said, when you do your GS3 exam, you're not going to travel for holiday. I'm going to enroll you in a vocational or training. And I was like, what? He said, I'm going to take you to Akins Art. So where we lived that time in Osun State, there's one man called Akins, a very popular artist. So he took me to the man to enroll me as an artist, an apprentice. So I went through the vocational training for a couple of times before my GS3 exam came out. And I became so interested. Like, as a child, you don't even know this is a talent. You just enjoy doing it. So
because you're doing it very easy.
We're doing sign writing. In those days, they were signage.
Yes.
It's not graphics.
No, true.
Signage.
True.
You're doing
you have to trace
signboard.
those letters.
You have to do stencils.
Yes,
you have
stencil,
to sketch.
that's
You
what,
have to do all those things. So I was doing it. And it became that everywhere on the street, all the signboard on the street, I was the one that did it for free. So everybody was coming to me
for free.
I did. Why would I collect money? I was just doing it. Like even my co-students in class, some of them were friends tomorrow. They'll bring their shirts to me. I will put name. Everybody
was already
name.
doing that in secondary school.
That was what I was doing. But I wasn't seeing it as something that was going to be. I enjoyed it. Everybody had nickname. I will inscribe their nicknames on their shirt and stuff like that. I was doing a whole lot of things. So another thing that they discovered was that I was using the limited of the materials to make it happen, because that time I couldn't afford to buy paint. So that my uncle was a principal in school. So when they do, the ink they used to print exams, the remaining ones, once they throw it in the trash can, I will go and take it. So I will make it. Usually it was black and white, ink for printer. So I would mix it. I was doing those chemistry.
So you were already mixing colors.
I was doing those things. Wow. So that's what I did until after secondary school.
So Oge now said, Victor, you complain too much. Guy, you sabi complain. Why you just do them? I know say you feel do them. I was like, okay, cool. You get film where I go direct. Where I go do art director. He said, don't worry. So she was a producer. She has done a couple of production jobs, Malta Guinness, dance, so things like that. She also worked with Kunle Afolayan on
figurines.
So she said, okay, no problem now. Anytime when something come out, I'll let you know. I said, okay, no wala.
We're looking for where to do this.
Yeah,
I didn't see anywhere to do. So I went to so many radio stations. So many of my colleagues were going to Lagos State, Lagos State Television, and they knew I didn't like it because it was flooded. So I was walking on the street because that time we lived in the street, and I saw this Ikebe Super place, Papa Jasco. Opposite Papa Jasco was Mainframe Productions. The offices were opposite each other. But the one that we attracted to was Ikebe Super, sculpt and the rest of it. Because I was an artist, I like sculpting. So I was engrossed with it. I was looking at this. I was appreciating the artists that did this sculpt work and the stuff at the signs and So then I looked back and I saw there's Mainframe Production. I saw one, I can't remember the name of the artist I saw, enter that place. I was like, what are they doing there? It's looking like, so I said, Super. I said,
looking fine now.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to follow. Then I entered the place. So I discovered the security man. He said, what are you looking for? I don't even know who I was looking for. So I left. Then I went to, then one of my colleagues that were in school, I said, I said, I don't find one place who go do it. Say, those where they do film now. No, go their place. Say, hey, yeah. So he encouraged me. David, so he's a lawyer now. So we went there. When we got there, it was a day they were planning to go to. You were planning to go to a film set. A few days later, it was Efficient. They were to shoot Efficient anywhere. So we got there. The security asked us, but yeah, we had appointment. We lied.
Yeah, I have to break through the security wall.
We're just doing it. Yeah, just having fun. And he said, "Okay, come in." And he took us to Tony Kelani in his office. And luckily or unluckily, he was waiting for some journalists. So as we came, two of us, he thought we were journalists. He was like, okay, you guys come early. I said, where are you from?
I think I was in the studio one day and she would just call me like, Victor, there is a project coming up. I want to go and meet somebody. He's the one in charge.
Okay.
He's the art director. I said, okay. So what do you want me to go and do now? To go and meet him? What do you want me? He said, I just go meet him now. So you can talk. So you can be maybe you can be a part.
Maybe you learn something else.
Understand. So I said, who is the person? He said, Pat Nebo. I said, who is Pat Nebo? He said, so you don't know Pat Nebo? I said, no. So I said, okay. So to cut the long story short, I went there after a week. I went there. I did not meet Pat in the office, so I stayed for I went there around 2. I stayed to 6 o'clock. Pat was not around. So I was about leaving. This was around 7 or to 7.
Yeah.
When Pat came, I was like, Victor, sorry. They said you have been waiting for me. I said, yes. He said, okay, don't worry, come tomorrow. I said, okay. So the next day I went very early. So I met him in the office, told me that, okay, what can you do? Can you read script? Well, I said, yes, I can read the script. He said, can you do props and can you read the script and pick up the props? I said, no problem. So he now gave me a script.
Yeah.
I read it and picked up the props and he said, okay, nice. I have a project that I want you to work on.
Yeah.
I said, okay, fine, no problem. So, not knowing that the project was already being done, they were setting up already. They have been building sets before. This project was October 1st.
So his question is, which of the media house are you from? Or we're not from any media. We are IT students. The man was like, you're IT student. So he was not asking the like, how did they get here? Please, just go out. So we went. So the woman was surprised. The manager was like, she took us to our office. She was like, how did you guys get there? Me, I was like, madam, we won't work here. We came to do IT. We have our IT later. I said, no, it's not the time. So as we're arguing, I think today Kelani is such a blessing because God used it to bless us.
Yeah.
So he heard this argument. He came himself like, you are still here with these guys. I said, okay, what do you guys want? He was asking, what do you want?
What do you
So I
want?
want to do IT. He said, okay, IT. What school did you attend? Okay, so school. What else did you learn aside from going to school?
We went to railway.
Okay,
yeah, where where the set was
being built. Yes.
So he said, so this is the sets. Just follow them. Because he has a lot of carpenters, so everybody was working. He just said, okay, just join them and work. I said, okay. I was just working. It was new to me, but as an artist, it was not all that new. So, but I just felt like, okay, let me just learn, because one thing about me, I like learning. Anytime I see new things, I get excited. I want to like learn. I want to know how it's done and everything.
Yeah, that's good.
So I was there doing all carrying wood, carrying sticks, nailing, doing everything until the day of shoots. I was there, so learning one or two. That was my first time on a movie set. Yeah, because
So
I've been
prior to this one, you've been doing music videos.
Yes, I've been doing music videos. In short, I've been doing TV programs.
Okay.
I was part of Maggie Good Food Moments.
Oh, right.
I also created a program on TV which we did with Philip Trimnell. It's called Golden Rockers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was my own very first set, because we wanted to like get somebody to build this set, and Uncle Philip said, Victor, I think you can make this set. I said, yeah. So he said, I told her, look, I've not done set before. He said, just go and buy materials. And so at the end of the day, I made this set, and it was one of the best sets so far. So even when they moved the project to somebody else, everybody was still complaining about the set, that my set was very good. So that was how I got into set building.
You're now in October 1.
So I'm now in October 1. I'm learning movies, how it works and everything. So we finished shooting at the railway quarters, and then we moved to, is it Ilorin? I've forgotten the place.
One of those places.
Yeah, so we went there and we were building sets. Part was like coordinating and everything. So something happened.
I said, okay, what do you guys want? He was asking,
what do you want?
I want to do IT. He said, okay, IT. What school did you attend? Okay, so school. What else did you learn aside from going to school? We're looking at each other. What else did we learn? We said we went to school. We want to do IT. He said, no, aside from being to school,
crafts
what can you do with your hands? And I was like, me, I'm a sign writer. You know, I'm a sign writer.
I have evidence.
He said, you are a sign writer. Stay here. You, what did you say? Me, you can go. That was why he picked me.
So that's a clear description of your gift making way for you.
I'm telling you. So he picked me and he said, so person, we are going to set. Maybe you should if you can, this guy can work for you. And the art director, my boss, the man that nurtured my talent, Kende Oyedepo Cosmac, he's still alive today. May God help him very well. That is the man. So he said, come. Where are you from? I said, I'm from. We started gisting. He liked me, and I liked him too, and I was interested. And that was the beginning. So we went to set together. I was doing all this. So he was paying attention, like, this guy is too enthusiastic and stuff. And that was the beginning of all this story.
Pat never had another commitment. So I was like working as the art director. Because on the set, so Pat was not around, so I was like doing you tell me, okay, Victor, this is what you need to do, this is what you need. So I was like supervising, like the art director,
or like you're shadowing him.
So he was not around, so I was doing everything, trying to make sure that, okay, create things. So people on the set was like, guy, like they don't need to do this thing before. I said, no, this is the first time on set. And so even when Kunle Afolayan saw me, he did not know that was my first day on set. Everybody on set
that
was
you-
like,
you have been
this guy have been doing this thing.
You
He's
just
not-
plunged in straight
so
and magic.
everybody was like, guy. So I think the on set, I think the costumiers or the people standing in for the costume lady was kind of messing up, and Kunle was upset and told them to like pack up, and he now called me and like, Victor, please, can you help me? With the
Costume now.
costume.
You that is just finding your feet out there.
So I was like, so that night, they had this costume that they were supposed to put on. So when we went to check for the costume, they have not sewn it.
Wow.
So Oge was on that set. So Oge was on that set. Oge told me like, Victor, I know you can try and do. Just try and let's see how we can make something. This
Already
night.
know that you're a go-to guy.
You understand? So
Yeah.
she knows. So she said, let's try it, please. Let's just try. I said, okay, what are they going to put on? What is the costume? So he now said, okay, it was supposed to be like this. So I took the clothes. I looked at it. I cut it.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You didn't have any tailoring skill before that?
Let me say, when I was going to school, when I was in secondary school, I had one friend who was a tailor, an elderly guy. So I normally like sit
Just
down.
go there and see.
Yeah, sit
I
down.
had
So
one too.
yeah.
Mr. Bashu. You just go there and just be looking at it to make it thing. So you grab that idea.
yeah, so I just learned how to cut. So anytime he cuts, I looked at him, and then when I go home, I just take one paper, like, okay, let me sew cloth. You understand? So that experience, I just used that experience and then cut it, use needle and thread. So if you watch October 1st, the guy that they said committed the murder that they was putting on blue, from the head to toe, those costumes were made.
You made them
Hand.
by hand.
Yes, needle and thread at night.
So this is just out of passion.
Yeah,
making
it's
stuff.
out of fashion. And to even crown it all, it was not like I was being paid. Yeah, you understand? I did not even ask, okay, how much are you going to pay me?
Like what you find? You say, so I need something. So bros, how much you go?
You understand? So I was not even thinking about the
You were
money.
just thinking of providing solutions.
Yes, solution. And up to today, that's what I like doing.
Yeah,
providing
provide
solutions.
Yeah.
So it was very, very fun. Everybody was like, say they don't sew the cloth this night. I said, Victor sew on it. Ingame machine, that. So they did the costume. We shot that scene that night. And from there.
And you saved the day.
Yeah, and I saved that situation that day. So from there, I think.
If you have asked people the day you cannot forget, was that very day that they decided they were going to shoot Narrow Part. Main frame wanted to shoot Narrow Part in Benin Republic. And they were picking crew. And TK, I think he asked my boss, what of that your boy? Is he going with us? And he said, which boy? He said, that student now. Then it was mentioned. I was not there. People were telling me. He said, this is in school. They took mainframe boss to come and pick me from school.
Big boy.
No.
The level.
I could not express.
The level.
So we're in class and somebody came with our HOD.
Yes.
So they went to the HOD to say, we came to seek somebody's promotion. Imagine. That was bigger than AMVCA for me. And the HOD does not even know me. Who is this Tunji Afolayan? He brought a boss from mainframe. And they came to class. I was like, who is he? Like, Tunji Afolayan. I thought they came to arrest me or something. And I saw some of the stuff. Mr. Lukman, TK said we should bring you. TK said you should bring me.
Shoulder up.
I came to meet some of my friends. Did you hear that?
Amazing, man.
And glory to God.
On that set, Boss Oshitu was on that set. So she's a very, very nice person. So she was on that set. She saw me. I was like, So like everybody was saying, thinking I've been doing movies for a very long time. So Boss said, saw me and told me that, like, guy, I'll have a job for you. So I was like
first time I already get
can you imagine that?
Wow.
So after that, I even forgot. So on that set too, I was also helping out with makeup. Because what
Mr. Victor, you made October 1 by yourself.
no, I wouldn't say that. No, I didn't, because I was helping out with the makeup, trying to put the stripes and all. So I was also helping out in costumes. I was doing the props, creating the props, because they even came a time Pat was not around, and then we wanted to like create the hats for the soldiers. So I was like, man, this is gonna be a problem. I called Pat, and Pat said, I mean, I should just think of how to create it. So I just went to the market. I looked at the reference pictures. I went to the market. You know, these chicken feed, the plastic, the plastic. I went there. I got like 10 of it or so. Sandpaper did, painted it, created the crest with my hands.
Being an artist.
Created it, cut it, pasted it, and used listen to you what they call it, thread.
Yeah, to fix it together.
Make the those things that what they call it, I don't know. So that was how I created those stuffs on my very first day on my very first time on set. My very first time on set.
So, you know, your story should be termed first time on set. Becoming the boss.
Every soul.